Guys, our base is coming together so well. Take a look at these arrows. No one is going to stand a chance against my defenses. Hey, what's up guys? My name is Damien and welcome back to another episode of our Let's Build series where we try to build a Redstone Fortress. Now this is part of a contest hosted by woodycraft.net, so if you guys want to come along on the server and participate, definitely do that. They're giving away a lot of awesome prizes, which are ranks for the server itself. So it's universal ranks and you can have a lot of fun with it. Anyways, I'm hiding below my structure over here because a lot of people have found my plot since I posted the last video, and oh my gosh, there's a few people still left over here. I was hiding down there for about 20 minutes, hoping they would go away. But yeah, here we go. We're gonna start the video today, and what we're gonna work on is the structure in the middle, as well as we're gonna add in some dispenser arrows at the top. We're gonna build up the wall and add towers to the side, as well as we're gonna try to eliminate this lava over here and maybe add in a more practical thing, maybe like a piston pushing it up and allowing you to have like the lava flow down manually if you would like it to. So first things first, we need to go ahead and remove all of the lava from across the map, and then once we do that, add in the pistons and then do all that stuff to make it work automatically. And hopefully, you know what, that turns out good. So what I'm gonna do first is actually start building a house in the middle, and then we'll go ahead and start doing the thing with the lava, because I think that's the most boring bit, and then we'll build up the wall as well. It's gonna be made out of wood, guys. I'm really sorry, but I'll try to make it as best as I can. So I want to have a pretty large structure. So what we're gonna do is just outline it right over here. There we go. Let's just try to make something all random over here. That way, if we don't do it too consciously, we get a much better design. And we're gonna make a layout of the house as well. So I'm gonna try to do this properly. Okay, so oh gosh, this is gonna be pretty weird. I want to have it like a huge space because I don't want a tiny house. I want to have a nice house where we could add in some cool redstone and stuff. So what I want to do is also have the switch move to a different location, so it's not inside the house. You can have it maybe on top of the wall or something like that. So that'll definitely be pretty cool. All right, so this is going to be a layout for my house. It's going to be like a freaking circle or whatever, but I maybe want to bring it in like this, and then maybe have a garage or something. I don't know. I really don't know, but it's going to be pretty interesting, I do have to say. So maybe do something like that should work, and it's like an L shape. And then we could go ahead and cut the building in half right over here. So we'll just place on some random blocks and build it like so. And actually have this wall connect. Oh my god, these stupid flowers, man. Alright, there we go. And that should be good. So I think that's a pretty decent layout for a house. As you can see, I did it pretty randomly. You don't really have to think about it too much unless you already know what you want to put into your house. But for me, I don't know what I want to put into my house, so I'm just making it as random as possible and adding in a lot of doors on the outside because, you know, I just want to have the ability to easily enter and leave my house wherever I like. And maybe another door right over here would be cool as well. Alright, so that is the layout for our house. And let's go ahead and actually start building up the wall. That way we get a bit of variety in the video itself. Okay, so to build up the wall, I will actually need to make a top section, which means I'll need to like wrap around a structure at the top. That way the wall, if it gets broken from the bottom, it gets regenerated, but the top stays the same because really no one could reach up there. Alright, so to do this, I just want to go ahead and choose a block. Maybe we're going to build it in the same pattern as our house. So I wanted to maybe choose a oak wood block, would be pretty interesting. I'm not sure just yet. We're going to place down a bunch of these and see how it looks, and then we'll add in some variety to it once we're done. Oh, actually, I have an idea. Okay, I have an idea. Never mind. What we could do is actually go ahead and take ourselves some stone bricks or the circle chisel bricks. Let's go ahead and grab that. Here we go. We could place one right over here, and then we can have the logs coming out too, and then place another one here, here, and here, and then have logs coming out like that. And that should look pretty interesting from the outside. Doesn't look too bad. And at the bottom, we could go ahead and place our regular stone bricks, and that should give us a nice pattern. Alright, so I got some new items. Let's see how they look on the wall itself, and I think it looks pretty interesting if we have the stone or the wooden stairs cycling between our stone brick slabs. It should look quite nice. So there we go. We have like the stairs in the middle of the empty area, and yeah, I think that looks pretty cool to say the least. And maybe we could add in some more decorations in the future. Maybe we could add in a oak wood fence right over here. And oh yes, that is coming together quite well. Look at that. That is so freaking cool. Alright, so we're gonna basically copy and paste this throughout the entire map, and then we could, you know, add in some other cool things at the top of the structure itself. Alright, so there we go. That is the top of our wall completed. Now we just need to add in a tower and maybe some decorations at the bottom, but I think since the wall at the bottom is supposed to technically be broken, it's gonna be fine just like that. So basically, when the wall breaks, it'll only push up to this block right over here, so we don't even need to worry about changing the top or whatever. So yeah, that's definitely pretty cool. I will only build one side of the wall, and then offline I'll do all 4 of them, because I mean it's the same repetitive thing over and over, so I really don't need to show all of that. And also that the same goes for the tower on the side, because I don't need to show me building 4 different towers. Alright, so let's go ahead and start building up this side, and also adding in some dispensers for some arrows. And to do this, I want to basically just place the dispensers in between these areas right over here. And as you can see, it looks pretty cool, but maybe place it one back, that way it doesn't you know, look like a connected block back there. You want to have a bit of 3-dimensional space. Alright, so I want to place down some blocks over here that I could easily retrieve. So let's go ahead and do that. There we go. And those are our building blocks, and now I could freely use this block right over here to begin building the top of our structure. So smooth stone is what we're going to use. No one's going to see this, so it's not a problem. We could always replace it in the future, but actually no, I lie. We're going to place down some redstone up here, so we can't actually replace that in the future. On the end, we do want to have some more smooth stone right over here, as well as on this end right over here. And then we'll build up another wall, and it doesn't really matter on this side, because I mean you could add in whatever you want from the interior and no one's really gonna complain. At least I'm not gonna complain, and it's also my structure, so it really doesn't matter. Alright, so here we have a dispenser. We could place it one block back all the way there. Now you can see that we have a bit of 3-dimensional space. That way when you view it from down here, you can see the dispensers kind of hugged up to that block. Alright, so let's go ahead and start placing down our dispensers. We're going to have a rapid arrow system, and actually maybe not rapid, but a clock system, because I don't want to fire off too many arrows, because it will be kind of laggy. And also I don't want to get in trouble with the server, because I'm not even supposed to be using redstone. I just asked them for permission to use it for you guys. So yeah, you're kind of special. I kind of asked permission for them to enable redstone just for you guys to build. Alright, so let's go ahead and add down another layer, and then one more layer, which should be the final one to add into redstone. Alright, so as you can see, it is it's gonna be quite thick, the wall itself. And I'm kind of scared because of that, because of course I have to bring in all of the walls like this. So yeah, this is going to be quite challenging, to say the least, and maybe we could do this a different way. Alright, so now we just go ahead and place down some redstone torches on top of all of these blocks. It should activate our dispensers, and then once we invert it using a signal, we could have that rapidly turn on and off. Okay, so to do this, we would need to do some really tricky redstone, and that includes inverting a bunch of torches over here until it gets all the way to the bottom. Alright, so yeah, this is going to be really, really weird. Okay, so what we could do is maybe just bring it all the way to the bottom and test one of these out. And right over here would be just fine to add in the redstone and then invert all of those torches. But in order to invert all of the torches, we would need to somehow invert all of them without using repeaters. So this is going to be quite confusing. So let's place one over here, here, and here. And now when we invert the torch at the bottom, let's go ahead and do this. Or right here. It should turn that one on and off. So the input has to be on this block right over here, and we need to find a way to do this properly. Alright, so as you can see, I have all of my redstone now placed down, and I know it looks complicated, but it's actually really simple. So let's go over just one of them. Remember how this area right over here is basically a bunch of inverted torches. Then once you apply the signal to the bottom one, it turns on the dispenser, and if you add a rapid signal, it will also turn on for how many times you want. So I basically copied that to each individual dispenser, then I had a redstone repeater going through each block. That way when I activate this block right over here, it goes through all of them and inverts all of the torches, and then turns on all of our dispensers. As you can see, if I go ahead and turn this off and then turn it back on, it fires our arrows. And actually when I turn it off, it fires arrows. So let's go ahead and do that. And those are our arrows. So that was only in 3 dispensers. I didn't add arrows into all of the dispensers just yet, but it will be implemented in the future. So basically what I need to do now is add a rapid signal that's going into this block, and also copy and paste it throughout the entire world. Also find a very neat way to kind of hide this and decorate the area. But one thing to mention, guys, is that if someone comes to your house and breaks down the wall and then sees a redstone torch in the back and then hits that torch, it's only going to turn off one of the dispensers, which is cool because I guess it's a challenge for them to just to come and take off one dispenser at a time, but the only way they could take off all of the dispensers at once is by targeting this block right over here, or maybe a block in the middle, which is going to be very difficult since it's at the base of your structure. And you can also add this down even lower, but because I have the wall right over here, you can't really do that. Alright guys, so let me go ahead and explain what I just did, because I ran out of space on my hard drive and I needed to delete some stuff, so I didn't record the last couple of things I did. But basically, I added in a smaller version of that clock right over there with a much faster signal. This is going to fire out our arrows. Yet again, I did not want to add a rapid signal because I just wanted to add a slow clock. That way it fires out arrows at a very steady rate. And then we have another piston extension, which is going to extend this block right over here and allow this repeater to get powered. And then once that repeater gets powered, it's going to power this redstone, and it's going to go to the top of the map and invert all these torches and turn on all of our dispensers. And I also replaced the redstone over here, and I needed to make the structure to kind of go over that one area. Alright, so since our lever is down at the bottom of our map, we could obviously send it to the top by using this very simple inverted torch system right over here, and we'll do that a little bit later. But let's go ahead and take a look at how it works. We extend our piston, and then our arrows get fired out the top of our structure. So there we go. It is firing in like a nice, like a left to right kind of configuration, but it looks pretty cool. That guy's property over there is getting completely like freaking bombarded with arrows, but I mean, there's nothing I can do about it since it's a plot. But yeah, definitely pretty awesome. And we're gonna replace this entire redstone to all of these walls, and hopefully it fits in quite well. Alright, so as you can see, we did do quite a lot of damage here, but the arrows do disappear, so before that guy gets back, he's not even gonna know what hit him. Alright, so let's go ahead and go back to our house and start building up our towers, and then building up the inside of our wall to make it look a little bit better. Alright guys, so there we go. I replaced the entire side wall over here with stone bricks, and as you can see, it looks really cool from the inside, and also all of our redstone fits into just one layer, and that's absolutely perfect because we didn't want to build our wall any thicker. And then we could go ahead and copy and paste this to all of the walls over here, or maybe just build it up manually offline like I mentioned. And also I want to add in a door to one of these walls so we have a way to enter our fortress, but I won't be doing it to this one right over here because of course I just want to not mess up the redstone that I already worked so hard building. Now on this side, we're going to copy the top of this side right over here, and then we're going to build up the bottom and add in some decorations, and hopefully we have enough room. That's the main reason why I didn't start building our house just yet, because I wasn't sure if I'm going to have enough room to build a structure that I wanted to. Alright, so we're going to basically copy that side, and we did this by placing a stone block at the top yet again, some logs over here, and then I believe we placed down a fence in this area right over here. So place down a fence, and then we would place down a stone brick slab. So let's go ahead and do that. And actually, since this side is made out of cobblestone, we're going to place down cobblestone slabs. That way it kind of stands out a bit more. So to do this, we just need to grab ourselves some cobblestone slabs, and that should work just fine. So let's go ahead and grab those and check our configuration yet again. I think we do have it working properly. There we go. And on this side, we need to yet again replace this part right over here with cobblestone. So let's grab ourselves some more cobblestone, and then basically do this configuration, which is going to be our stone bricks. We're going to have, I believe, cobblestone right over here. And then we're going to have a oak wood stairs right over there. So that is our configuration. And then at the top, we place down one of these cracked ones, or just randomize it with cracked bricks, and then that should turn out quite okay. So let's go ahead and do this and copy it all the way to the end. And I'm not sure if I should use World Edit or do this manually, but I think instead of trying to mess around with World Edit, I could do it faster manually. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Alright, so there we go. That is this side of the structure completed, and it looks really cool. As you can see, the wall is definitely coming together quite well. This is so freaking awesome. So let's go ahead and now try to decorate the bottom. We're going to add in maybe some terraforming like I mentioned, and that includes our grass. So let's go ahead and just build up this area right over here. Maybe cover up some of that bottom extrusion. It really doesn't matter at this point, and then add in some trees and whatnot. So let's just bring it all the way up to the top right over here. There we go, and then we could bring it down and have the connected textures work well in this area. So there we go, a very small hill. We're just going to randomly build it, and then it should look quite nice. So from the inside, yet again, you have no imagination of the dangers of the outside, but once that wall comes down, you can see that it's very deadly. Alright, so we can remove those blocks and have a small wall right over here, and maybe cover up the entire area to not even show the bottom of the wall. That would be pretty interesting, and we could do each side different, so it doesn't really matter. Let's go ahead and do that. There we go, and leave this bit open because I need to work on the redstone a little bit later in the future, so there's no point of covering that up just yet. Add in another kind of area coming out right over here. There we go. And yeah, I think that looks pretty interesting. So now what we need to do is grab ourselves our lovely bone meal and then add in some trees. Alright, so our trees should be in the decoration area. And we want to also get rid of all of our blocks because it's kind of confusing. Then grab ourselves our oak wood saplings and also some bone meal and maybe some plants and whatnot that we could add to the sides of the map. And now, since we have water at those bottom blocks, we can maybe add in a farm somewhere, and that will also be really cool. Alright, so let's go ahead and just grab some oak wood leaves as well. That way we could add in some hedges and whatnot to make the area look a little bit better. And then also grab ourselves some poppies. What else can we grab over here? Our rose bush. I guess rose bush is just good because it's, you know, a lot better than using our poppies. So I want to plant a tree right over here and also a tree right over here. That way, you know, I'll show you guys why. Alright, so let's plant it right over here. And whoops, I kind of placed it onto the ground. Grow, 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 grow. Come on, grow. I believe in you, tree. Why is this? Okay, there we go. Finally, that is the tiniest tree I've ever seen in my life. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, I wanted a big tree to cover up the wall. Alright, so there we go. I have a big tree, and that just looks freaking horrible. I got the two worst looking trees in all of humanity. Alright, we could add in another one over here. And what I love about the trees and bone mealing it is that since it grows, it doesn't grow into the blocks anymore. Before, in old Minecraft, it used to grow into the blocks and replace it, but now it just grows around it, and it makes it look quite nice, like a 2D, like a two-dimensional 3D painting, if you guys get me. So, like, basically, it's like a 2D, like, platform thing over here, but then when you get close to it, it's like 3D. So that's basically the whole idea I had. I tested it out on this side, but as you can see, it didn't work out too well. Alright, so there we go. We have, you know, another freaking small tree that really doesn't make any sense at this point, but, you know what? We have some oak wood leaves. Let's go ahead and just, place them down and make this tree look a little bit better. I mean, adding our own custom trees would have been nice too, but I'm trying to build this, as easily as possible. I mean, why would we build custom trees? That's just so freaking weird. Alright, so there we go. Looks slightly better. We can maybe bring this out a bit more to not have it so see-through, and maybe not so square as well. Alright, so I think that's nice. You know what? We don't need a lot of decoration on our wall yet again because we do have those trees blocking, and that's the whole idea behind it. And of course, these walls are never going to go down. They were never made to go down. They were just made to be regenerative. So that's the whole idea behind it. I don't think I'm going to add in those piston things in this episode because that's going to take way too long. I need to focus on the interior for now. So as you can see, I do have enough space over here to add in whatever I like, but I maybe want to extend it one back. That way I have a bit more room. Alright, so I just, you know what, I want to sacrifice the room in the building to make it sizable and make it, you know, make sense in the entire area itself. So, if I'm kind of counting this one portion over here, this part is definitely not going to fit. This part is going to barely fit, and then this part I could, you know, work with. So, I'll need to work on this offline, but that is our wall completed. So let's go ahead and maybe risk it and start building up our building. If one part does not work, I could just go ahead and have this connected to the wall or whatnot, and then have maybe our what do you call that gate over here, right over here, and kind of going into our structure itself. So let's go ahead and start building up our structure. Alright, so there we go. I laid out my structure and I sent it up 4 blocks. Let's go ahead and start building our doorways. My doorways are going to be right over here, nothing too complicated. I'm just going to have 1 block over here to be like a open area, and then we have 2 doors on the side, which is going to look quite nice. Alright, so there we go. I replaced all of the edges of my buildings to these pillars. I think they look quite nice, and we're going to modify them in the future, so don't worry about that. Also, I added in my, of course, stairs at the bottom, and I think they look pretty interesting with that intrusion, or, yeah, I guess we would call it intrusion, into the building right over here. And we could add in maybe some other decorations on the outside as well. So for this, I love using fences and whatnot, because fences just look really cool, and also random slabs and stuff also look really cool in the house. So let's go ahead and grab some of our slabs, which is going to be our oak wood, and then implement that into our house. Alright, so I figured something out. As you can see, this pattern does look quite nice. Pretty basic yet again, but I quite like it. We have ourselves our fences in the middle. We have the logs over here, which is showing the bottom side, which looks pretty cool. And then we have upside down staircases, and then right side up staircases at the bottom, which gives you a nice open gap in our wall. Alright, so there we go. I completed the exterior of the structure. It's pretty random, but let me go ahead and show you what I did. I basically added in some additional pillars. I made the wall back here pretty random. There's there's no windows because it is, of course, a fortress. I don't want people spying into what I have inside my house. And I also added in some random blocks. I know it doesn't look really great, but as we progress and add in some more details, it's going to look a lot better, I promise. As you can see, we just have a bunch of random walls because, I mean, it is in the fortress theme, so we just have to have a bunch of fortifications as well as random blocks, and it just looks really cool to me. And that's basically what I'm going to be building. So after we add our roof in, as well as we decorate all of these sides, the reason I didn't decorate this side is because I need to have it just in case where I want to add in the gate for my house. So yeah, that's basically the idea I have so far. As you can see, it's coming together quite well, but yet again, I need you guys' help in order to finish the structure and in order to find out what areas I want for each individual room. So this one is going to be room number 1, this one right over here. This is room number 2, which is going to be the gate room. This is room number 3, which is going to be a living room, and this is going to be room number 4. So if you're commenting down below, tell me which room you want to see, be like room number 4, make it into a bathroom. Like, do that, and I will definitely take that into consideration, as well as any other modifications into the structure itself. Alright, so there we go. I built myself a 2x2 tower. That's going to give us enough space to get all the way to the top and add in some ladders and whatnot. Also, we could add in different textures into the structure once it's completed. So, I'm not sure what I'm going to add in just yet, but at the top, of course, we need to extend the structure right over here. So let's go ahead and do that by adding in 2 blocks over here, and then adding in a chisel stone brick right over here, adding in one of these blocks right over here, and then adding in a fence, and then another slab, I believe. There we go. And then another thing like that. So I want to have the tower with a similar style. Also, I want to extend it quite above this area. So to do this, of course, I just need to build it up a couple more blocks. We're gonna have a door coming out in this area right over here. So we need to have a block over there protecting it, and then we need to have a block actually cut out over here so no one sees the door from the outside. All right, so just build it up maybe a couple more. And then once we're at the top, we're gonna extend a tower area. So we could have like a manual archer or something like that. So there we go. We extend it like this. And that should make a very nice medieval looking tower. Alright, so it's coming together quite well. There we go. Nothing too complicated. And then we build up 1 block over here. 1 block over here. Another block over here, and then the final one's gonna be right over here. And now we have a very nice tower that we could decorate and have like basically on each side of our structure, and that just looks really cool. And now we can just add in some ladders in the middle and then make a space to walk from the inside. So here is the interior area where we're gonna be doing our walking. I don't want to break these blocks just yet because I think they protect the water, and that's gonna be an issue, but we can replace it with world edit. And yeah, so here is the entrance to our tower. We go ahead and we can make staircases, or we could use ladders. I personally think staircases would be better, a bit restricting, but ladders might also be easier. So we're gonna try the staircases first, and hopefully it works. So we place one over here, here, and you know, it's not the safest staircase, but you know, I'm trying to build it as best as I can. And the reason I like staircases is because you have more control to you know, stay in the position of the tower. So you can maybe make a window right over here and have different shooting points or whatnot. So that's mainly, or the main reason why I'm putting stairs. So here we are now at the top, and we can walk out over here and maybe add in a maybe a slab block or something like that, or maybe adding in another staircase right over here. That way we could walk out. Alright, so there we go. Very simple. We replace these blocks right over here. Now we walk to the top of our wall. Alright, so yeah, that is pretty neat. And also, we could have another one going over here as well. Alright, so that is our tower going all the way to the bottom. As you can see, it looks pretty cool. Then we come up here to the staircase, and then we go down, and then we get to the intersection between our floor level and our basement, and then we go even more down into our redstone area. So yes, that actually turned out quite well, and then we could go ahead and place some more decorative blocks at the bottom, which is going to look quite nice. So we can of course decorate everything to make it look a lot better, so don't worry about that. In the future we will definitely do that, and I'll do it offline and surprise you guys at the end of some of these videos.